Welcome back. We're doing the rounds here in the finale once again. It's so nice to see the LaBelle symbol over there. It really is, isn't it? It really is. Would be nice to see the Edibonian one around. And the crossbow one, I suppose. It'd be nice. Be nice. Anyway, let's do the rounds here. Let's do the rounds here. I can't remember what I said we were going to do in this part, because in between the parts, I finished off East 10. I got quite into it and it was like, ooh, really good game. Really good game. Do like it. Do like it quite a bit. But we'll do the rounds. I know we've got stuff on the to-do list as well over here. We'll get those done as well. Definitely feeling Nina and Fee out of everything here. Yeah. Anyway. Well then, I'd best touch base with the Archbishop about the state of things in Eurasian. I've been observing the situation there over the last week, and things have thankfully calmed down. That arrest amongst the elites has caused quite the turmoil. But the Archbishop has put in a lot of effort to calm the situation. Though they still seem rather hostile to Edith Grand Cathedral. Oh, hostile. It's like, yeah, you're using that term, but it's probably not as hostile as you think. Oh, no one up here. Huh. At least we can get up there. I like that at least. Aaron, stop running on the spot and come on. Hello, dear Aaron. Can't take you anywhere, we can't. We can't take you anywhere. I'd handle our staff scheduling so that Sister Belicia could be in her hometown to assist her people. Oh. And to think that just meant she'd be another victim in the Ray Village tragedy. The least I can wish for is that she can rest easy, having supported her beloved hometown until the very end. I shall pray for the goddess to bless Sister Belicia and her village. Oh, there's the potential to feel a lot of guilt there, isn't there? Come to think of it, Sister Philia made a confession to me this morning. I'm not exactly sure what was bothering her. I can't imagine her faith is anything to confess about. She spoke of reverence, but a word like that doesn't seem to invite sin to me. Okay, where's Philia?
Let us all pray together.
Or Philia, I'm not sure on the pronunciation on that. Where is she? I need to hear what she's going on about. Goddess, thank you for blessing us. Please grant eternal peace to the souls of those who have passed. Miss Goddess Arios, please watch over Daddy and Mummy for me. Mummy, where's Daddy? Oh, I forgot to mention. Coolio said he'd arrive a little late. With the festival and now the attack on top of everything, things have been hectic over at the Crossbell Consulate. But don't worry, sounds like everything will be settled before the festivities, and we'll get to spend the festival with Daddy. Yeah, I want to spend the festival together with Mummy and Daddy. It's gonna be so much fun. I want Daddy to take me everywhere. Sure, darling. We'll have fun today with Daddy to make up for all the times he couldn't be with us while he was working in Erebonia. Mummy draws the cathedral a lot. Her drawings are really popular. But she said those weren't her favorite treasures and that she has something more special. I wonder which painting it could be. She wouldn't tell me. Said it was a secret. Oh. Coolio and I will be attending the memorial mass on the day of the festival, but we came by today to worship as well. It hardly hurts to offer more prayers for peace for the victims and peace for our future. Besides, I like the cathedral. Honestly, I always have. It's peaceful here. I used to come by when I was still a novice artist to draw the cathedral. It's held a special place in my heart since. You know, the mention of Crossbell and Erebonia does bring thoughts to mind. And I'm interested to see your thoughts on this as well. So, we had the nuclear bomb go off in Cray. And it doesn't seem like it's really affected too much in terms of how terrified people are. Like, they're talking about it, but it just doesn't have that same feeling that I got from, say, the attack on Crossbell. Like, that had this sort of element to it where it's like, oh god, that's really gonna affect people, and Crossbell's never gonna be the same after that attack. That's gonna shape who they are as a people. I kind of don't get that feeling right now. that the nuke going off in Cray has affected anything here. It's like, oh, it's a sad thing that happened a distance away. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe there's something more coming and that's purposeful. That's part of the story, is life returns to normal and they think it can't happen to them. Because I thought with the Eurasian stuff that what was going to happen there was one of them was going to go off. And now it's in the old capital. Now it's in one of the major cities. This could happen in Edith. This could happen here. This could happen to me. But there's no sense of that, which feels odd. Especially in a game that's based around fear as a concept of building up people's fear and terror. There just doesn't seem to be that level that we've had previously. Because, like I said, we've got Crossbell's attack. That's an obvious one to go to. Very, very scary for the people there, and you felt that. Even the NPCs. Like, one of the ones that sticks out to me, and I love this NPC so much, Haas, the balloon seller. He was so depressed, so upset after all these things that had happened to Crossbell, and I could feel that through the NPCs. I'm not getting the same feeling here. And again, could be intentional. Could be completely intentional. You know how Falcom are. Could be building to something. You know. But there's also the other aspect of the fortress in Cold Steel 1. This was a distant place, sure. It was at the canyon. It was on the border with Crossbell. Understandable, distant place, but it affected people because that was a military complex. That was the military complex that we'd seen. It was massive. It was all about the military, and everything about Arabonia was military this, military that. We were at a military school. And then the military is just wiped out in a bubble. It was scary.
Right.
And I'm wondering how that affected people as well who'd come from, say, the Crossbell games, because you would have known that would have happened in some regard, right? Did you get that same feeling of terror? The same feeling of, oh god, where does this go now? That's kind of scary for the people around. For us as players who have come to understand this world, it's like that's got a scary element to it. Because, yeah, again, it's that aspect of like the nuclear bombs have gone off. Well, one went off in this game. Then there was the threat of another one or few. Then that didn't happen. And now it's a case of, oh, it's all solved. Don't have to worry about it anymore. It does feel like, now I've laid it out, it does feel like it's almost intentional from Falcom. Feels like there's an element of the fear was building, and then it's fine. Everything's great. Let's get back to doing the festival. It's gonna be lovely. And then something really worse is gonna happen. That may be what Falcom are building towards. Like, everybody's getting complacent. They're like, oh, we don't have to be scared because everything goes back to normal. But then it doesn't go back to normal. You can't feel, yeah, that could be what's happening. It could be, nuke goes off in Cray, threat of another one to scare our guys doesn't happen. Everyone starts calming and relaxing. There's a one-time thing, don't need to worry about it, everything's been resolved. People then get complacent and start to relax, and then it happens again. Like something major happens again. And as a result of that, when it all calms down again, they're not going to be, oh, that was a one-time thing. It happened twice, and the last time you got complacent, you relaxed. This time you can't relax, because it could happen again. Maybe that's what Falcom are doing, building that sense there. That could be what's going on. Like with Falcom, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt on these kinds of things, because like they've been very good with the writing on the entire series, really. So it's like, yeah, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt and see where this goes. I mean, we're in the finale, and like, there's got to be a final boss of some sort. So, you know, it's not epilogue, it's finale. It's different. Anyway, the rounds. And these are the new choir members for the Revolution Festival. As always, I'm in charge of the choir. Especially with... Sorry, I'm in such a tangent on this, but like... Theories, thoughts, and feelings, that's what we get here, isn't it? It's like, just what we get, it's what we do. That's why I enjoy this series. And hopefully you enjoy me going through it as well. But, speaking to the Growlsritter upstairs in this church, even they're like, something's off. Something's off. So it's like, nah, you know, like after laying it out like that, it feels kind of intentional. It feels intentional. We'll see. As always, I'm in charge of the choir. The festival draws near, so let's give it our best effort. The Congregation for the Sacraments should be able to handle things, at least to a certain extent. You and Bagard should take some time to rest.
Goddess protect you.
Yeah, the more I'm thinking back across the story, it does feel like it was building to a sense of, oh, like, everything's resolved now. But it's not, is it? That's scarier, where you're like, oh, everything's happy again. Then it's not. Then you're gonna question every time it's safe again. Like, that fear's gonna constantly be there. Huh. Prince Sharid, who's come from the Revolution Festival, is staying in the embassy. He comes and goes every so often. He has been enjoying sightseeing around Edith. It's a little concerning, to be frank. Frank Sergei. Even though I know he has Miss Neige as an escort. But I can't deny that it's quite charming to see the prince cut loose. Him being so easygoing has made him well liked amongst the embassy staff. Yeah, maybe they're building on that sense we got from Crossbell. We ended up in a situation where we had that feeling of Crossbell can't catch a break, constantly something happening, and it got them so depressed, so worried, so worked up. Maybe that's what's happening again. Maybe it's on purpose. I mean, they are mimicking stuff that happened in Crossbell. That's what's happening, isn't it? You're seeing theories develop in real time, in case you're wondering. Like, there's these thoughts bouncing in my head going like, wait.
Well,
it's like, that's why they're mimicking what's happening in Crossbell. To really instill that dread, that fear. Everything has to go back to normal for a while for it to get scarier. Because then you can't escape the nightmare. Welcome to Edith Grand Cathedral. We're currently holding a memorial mass for Cray Village. There will also be a memorial service during the festival. Many will come to pay their respects to them. It isn't terribly busy right now, which might be ideal for those of a weary heart that might want to mourn in a more reserved manner. It is just wandering around this bit. There's something about it that's just made me realize a few things. Just the idea they're having memorial masses, they're moving past things, they're grieving. And they won't have time to grieve because something's coming. I do wonder whether Sister Philia will be able to handle things, what with the large ceremony coming up. Sister Philia confessed this morning, but I'm not sure what it was about. Still, her faith is unquestionable. I'm sure she will overcome it.
Alright.
That Philia's gonna be something. Oh. It's like just putting all these pieces together. It's like, now I'm getting kind of excited where this story's going. Like, what's going on here? What are you up to, Falcom? What are you doing? What are you doing? What you got planned, Falcom? What are you doing, eh? Even if the perpetrators were captured, what happened in Cray cannot be undone. I'd been there a few times before since I used to be border patrol. I risked my life to defend that place. I had to think about what happened to it. And that's a horrifying weapon that the Mafia used. First, it was Crossbell's new weapon from last year, and now this. How much farther will we take these ghastly weapons? See, there's such a distance between what happened in Crossbell and this. At this rate, I hope we don't end up destroying the entire continent. Who's a good boy? Oh yes, it's you. Come on, Apollo. Let's take a walk around the neighborhood. Woof, woof, woof. What's that? You want to go play with your friend? Okay, we'll stop by at the end of the walk. Oh, that was it? Okay. What's up here? What did I just bump into? Oh, the cat. Oh, I'm so sorry, kitty! I'm so sorry, you just blend in with the floor there. It's like, bonk. I was like, what? I thought there was a ghost or something. That would be really cool, to be honest. If they added something randomly, like an NPC wandering around that's invisible, and you just bump into them and you move around and like there was nothing there. That would be scary. You'd be like, what did I just bump into? What was that?
Welcome to Andalusia Patisserie.
Hey, it's Ichiban! Why, hello, Anyas, and... Why, it's Van! Van, you rascal, I haven't seen you in quite some time. I guess it would make sense that you'd know Holland, considering what you'll do for their treats. It's really no surprise you'd come before, Van. Yeah, but I haven't been around in a long while, at least a week. How the hell do you still remember me? It's my job. My customers' gratitude carries me forward in the art of confectionery. I make the best sweets for their enjoyment. And no one enjoys them as much as you do. I could never forget someone so passionate for my sweets. There's something nice about being remembered, even if I haven't been here in forever. You haven't lost your touch. I've had stuff from Andalusia since, and it's great. I think I'll swing by more often, if I have the time. Feel free to do so. Regulars like you make getting up in the morning worth it. Though I never would have imagined that the two of you would walk through my door together. Wait, was that package Anya's bought this summer for you? That's a good guess. Small world out there, huh? Well, I'll be busier than ever since the festival's almost here, but I don't want you taking that as an excuse not to come by. Sure thing, man. I'll fit in a visit or two. Huh. Does remind me, like, my local bakery. They know my usual order. I usually go there to get a... I'm translating it in my head. It's like I'd call it a ham cob. Ham bread roll? To make it generic in name? Ham bread roll? Like, the UK has like 50,000 different names for bread roll, by the way. Regional dialects really play out in the bread roll. And the area I'm in, it's cob. It's cob. Yeah. Like bap. Something like that, you know. The year's been rough, but I wasn't expecting to cap it off by seeing an old regular. I don't know what you've been up to since I last saw you, but I do remember you very well from back then. Even though you always looked embarrassed to be here, you'd have the biggest smile any time you ate anything.
Looking to buy something?
A kingdom tart, a delicious tart that Andalusia struggles to keep in stock. Now we made it worse. A strawberry macaron. Not too fond of macarons. No, not too fond. It's the crispy nature. Like, It's like, no, I'm more of a tart person. Yeah.
See you again.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'll still have one and still enjoy it. It's just, you know, when you've got the options in a bakery such as this, you know, it's going to be low down on the list. It's similar to how I am with pizza, where it's like, I'll have a slice of pizza if there's nothing else. But if there's something else, I want the something else. It's that kind of level of, nah, not for me. My ardent passion shone through today as I bought one of Holland's masterpieces. Holland endeavors wholeheartedly every day to deliver us the sweetest treats. It's our duty as customers to put our body and soul into purchasing and enjoying his confections. Oh, all right, you're dedicated. Right, Ren! Okay, we've got finals after the festival, and we've got to start planning the school festival after that too. Both the student council and my clubs will keep me very busy. Oh, I'd finally forgotten all about exams. Why did you have to remind me? Things will be really hectic for you, huh? Make sure you don't miss the Revolution Festival. We can take great inspiration from it for our own school festival. An excellent idea. I have little experience planning events like these, but I'll endeavour to make sure this tea party's most exquisite. But careful with tea party, careful. I was hoping you'd hold a candle to Janice after my transfer. Or to Thor's, considering all I've heard from Tita. Anya's, Odette, Sasha, I have high hopes for you. Oh dear. Oh, I don't like that. This is gonna be weird, I can feel it. I'm gonna be busy anyway, but seeing Ren get so into this is a little scary. Well, we don't have time to dawdle. Onwards, you guys, to the new year! Of course. Aramis' student body is sharper than I gave them credit for. Quite a delightful tea party we have on our hands. Don't... Like, she's the only character I know where she says tea party and I worry rather than go, ooh, tea party. Like, no, it's genuinely like, no, don't say tea party. Don't. Stop it. You panic me. I was hoping they'd hold a candle to Janice after my transfer or to Thor's, considering all I've heard from Tia. I'm expecting a lot from you, Onions. Don't disappoint me, alright? Of course. Well, that's comforting, but also laying the pressure on a little thick. Yeah. Alright, student council. Let's get back in gear. There's a lot of club events coming up, but I think I'll prioritize getting the basketball club ready for this winter's nationals. I'm their captain, after all. It's on me to lead them to victory. To victory! Isn't Ren being a little scary? She keeps saying tea party. She looks pretty serious about this. Let's pull through this, Anyas. We can't let this or exams win. Yes, we'll get through this together, Odette. Anyway, that's not what I want. I want map. There we go. Yeah, nothing up there. We'll have a look, actually. Alright then. What's going on there? You look drunk, mate. That's worrying, seeing as you're wearing an Aramis uniform. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Kitty! These dears are always willing to get close to me when I'm anxious. I guess even kittens can tell how people feel. Meow indeed. Meow. Meow. Alright, Shino! How you doing? Hey, Shino. Funny to see you in front of Aramis. Oh, right. I was looking for a good spot, and I suppose I just ended up here. The location is nice and quiet, and the view is just lovely. And not only that, but my food is actually quite popular with the students. Well, of course you'd want a snack after classes. You get hungry after so long. No, I think you just don't eat enough, small fry. I imagine the sports club members are especially appreciative. What I like is just that aspect of... Shino is like a... She is a rounds NPC that you speak to. But... it's... Due to the nature... Like, let's compare it to Holland in here. Due to the nature of like the characters and who we speak to and who these guys are, they have a presence in the town. So this guy knows who Van is and stuff like that. I like the NPCs like this over just the more generic ones that have something to say, like, say, this guy wandering around who gives us little story details of how people are feeling. I like the ones that have a more friendly approach to our characters and have history with them. So Shino's one of those characters, and I like those types of NPCs. It's really cool. It's really cool. The location is nice and quiet, and the view is just lovely. It's mainly because we get more dialogue back and forth. We get our characters interact with them, being like, "Oh, hey!" And it's nice. Feels more lived in, feels more real, which is what we need. No. I've been looking for a good spot to set up during the Revolution Festival, and this might just be it.
Hello.
Hello. Shino's Mix. A serene cocktail made with Shino's blend of fruit juices. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, just no problem at all. Diddly-doo-diddly-doo-doo. Can we actually go up there? No, I keep doing that. That's because I've been playing Yeast so much to finish that
Not
off.
this way.
It's like, that's the button to get to the map. It's like, no, difference. Oh, hello, Anya's. You busy with that part-time job you mentioned? Like here. There's more of a back and forth rather than just more generic stuff. I like it. Hello, Mr. Powell. Yes, that's right. You're Anya's teacher. You look very smart. Mr. Powell teaches history and is in charge of the second-year students. I don't know how smart I really am, but I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have. If I know the answer to them, at least. Oh, you're, Arkwright. Van Arkwright. Oh, he remembers him? Huh? Wait, if you know Van... Man, figured you would have forgotten all about me already. Nice seeing you, Mr. Powell. Forgotten? Impossible. You don't just forget students as special as you, Van. Again, this is exactly what I was just talking about. I like these types of NPCs. There's history here, so now it's this in my head. It like fills in lots of stuff where it's like there's years of students in my head now. It's like this guy has teached over the years, but he remembers back to Van, and it just fills in a lot of gaps and builds the world. It's world building, you might say. It's so good. This type of stuff's just, yeah. And I don't remember it as much in the previous Trails games. I might be wrong on that, but I don't remember it as much. It did happen, but it seems to be more frequent in Daybreak. Has anyone else noticed that, or is I've just misremembered? Not sure. Throwing that out to you. Let me know. Anyway. It's been 7 long years. I am glad that, despite everything, you seem to be doing well. I'm doing fine, thanks. Though I guess I made shit really rowdy around here, huh? Sorry about that. Not at all. I do wish I'd been able to do more for you as your teacher. But I guess it's too late for such regrets by now, isn't it? If there's anything I can do for you now, I hope you know you just have to ask. Appreciate it, but I really am fine. Thanks for the thought, though. It hadn't even occurred to me that Van might have been one of Mr. Powell's students. Yeah, same. Again, it makes sense. It makes sense. That's what I like. So, Van studied at Aramis. That's new. He did sort of give me that feel. He's just full of surprises, eh? Yeah, I'd be curious to learn more myself.
Alrighty.
So Anya's is working for you then? What a small and wonderful world we live in. But I'll leave you to it. I'm relieved you seem well. I look forward to you visiting, if you ever feel like it. Sure, take care of yourself, Mr. Powell. Keep an eye on Anya's too. Van's acting just like Arby. That's embarrassing. 'Cause if you don't do it right, it can make the world feel small, like everyone knows everyone. Which I feel we almost got to in Cold Steel in a way, with a lot of the characters, like the main players, like everyone seemed to know everyone else, which just felt odd at times. Like, oh, you know this person because of this, and this because of that, and this because of this. I don't feel that as much with Daybreak, I'd say. Everything feels more natural. There's certain circumstances where, yeah, of course, this guy's gonna know Anya's and Van. Because they went to the same school, different years, same teacher. That kind of stuff does happen in real life. That feels more natural, more real. And again, makes the world building feel more real. Yeah. But if it was, say, Melchior or something like that Van knew when he was growing up, but Anya's has been working with as well. And it's like, oh, big reveal, it's actually this guy that they both know. It'd be like, it doesn't feel as natural, feels more forced. Whereas that one, That's a perfect example of, yeah, that happens in real life. That happens all the time. And people are like, oh, did you have so-and-so teacher? Like, oh, yeah, I spoke to them the other day. They mentioned you. Like, oh. That kind of thing. Does happen. Thank you for your time today. Of course, good work today, everyone. I know the Revolution Festival is almost here, but don't get too excited. Be safe on your way home. You look really cheery today, Miss Sonia. Something good happened? I think Miss Sonia is more pumped for the festival than we are. Oh goodness, not at all, I assure you. Anyway, be safe, everyone. Don't want to get hurt and waste all your hard work for the winter tournament. A blind date on the exact same day as the festival. That's impeccable timing. Oh, how romantic. Guess the goddess hasn't given up on me after all.
Well,
This year's almost over already.
Is it? Basically, you tried your luck with a bunch of girls and had zero luck. So now you're in desperate need for someone to spend the festival with? This is ridiculous. Unsurprising, but ridiculous all the same. What are you even planning? Come on, man. Sausage party is better than being all alone. Also, you know, extra manpower means extra sex appeal, yeah? The ladies will be flocking to us during the festival. Dear, oh dear. Unbelievable. Well, unfortunately for you, I made arrangements with the student council. I suspect Julian will also be busy. No, actually, I don't have any plans. I was hoping to have someone show me around the festival, in fact. Maybe you would be willing to? For real? You who could have your pick from all the hot babes at school is choosing to go with me? Thanks, man. Julian, I freaking love you. You are utterly incomprehensible. Oh dear. Not a boring day with Lyle around. This is my first Revolution Festival, so I'm hoping to get to really see the sights. Gotta make sure to make a lot of memories to share with my friends back in the Empire. Ah, Julian's such a chick magnet. It's unreal. How does he do that? I know. I'm gonna mooch off of... I mean, I'm gonna show him around the festival and learn all his secret techniques. Wait, that didn't sound any better. Oh dear, we'll speak to Albert as well. Oh, hello, Albert. So about Curtis. Anya's explained the situation regarding Curtis. Yeah, that's good to know. I guess now we just have to keep an eye on him. I'll bear that in mind. Good job. Guess even you guys can do a good job every now and then. Oh, what? Jeez me!
What's next?
Wrong one, because I was checking the map to make sure we'd done the rounds here, because I think it's time for us to go and to do some things like this with Fee over here. Clausel is going to work with Ferry to try and restore Ada's rifle. Aww. They want me to help them get the parts. Shouldn't be a big deal. See, speaking to the NPCs and the connections and stuff, the Fee connection to Ferry, that feels a bit too coincidental. Like, Daybreak's done it good in some places. The Fee connection to Ferry, it's like, yeah, it could happen, but the fact we know Fee already previously, it's like, It makes more sense with the Fee connection being through the Bracer Guild and she knows Elaine. Like, sure, we know Fee has a past with the Jaegers and all that type of stuff. Yeah. Just feels a bit too coincidental. Just a bit. Just a bit compared to other things that I just mentioned, you know. Anyway. Mending Ada's belongings. Van's group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up so they could spend their free time as they pleased. Yeah, sorry for the wait. Don't worry about it, I just got here myself. Thanks for coming. Think nothing of it. Seems this has to do with one of my part-timers, so I figured I might as well. You want me to help out with a memento of the flame eaters, right? Yep. I want to fix up the custom rifle that Ada used to use. Seems like you've heard about it already. Sure have. We tried to get it repaired before, but they told us it wasn't really feasible. I assume the two of you found a way to fix it? Bingo! We learned what parts we'd need to repair it, so all that's left is to actually get them. It's been bothering me ever since I learned it was damaged, so I'm glad I can finally do something. I figured things will get really busy once the festival starts, so I want to get it taken care of before then. Ferry's working on the stuff that can be gathered above ground. Well, you were gonna be getting the underground stuff from the Blacklight District, in other words. And you want me to show you around the place? Exactly. I've heard that nose of yours is really impressive. So impressive that even Jin relies on it. How about it? You up for being my guide? See, the connection for Van to Jin, that's through Elaine, and that makes sense because Elaine is a bracer. The bracers are an organization that's always around. I don't know, there's just something distinctly different, I feel. I think it's because Fee has too many connections to different characters in this game because of her background being Jaegers and bracers. There's just something that feels a bit too coincidental about it. I don't know, there's just something... It's almost like I can see the writing with that one, rather than the story. But the connection to Jin, to Van, makes sense through Elaine, and it's just one point of connection there. It's like, I don't know, I'm gonna have to think on that one. There's something distinctly different. I don't know. Anyway, how about it? You up for being my guide? Sure, why not? Couldn't hurt putting you in my debt more. I'd be helping one of my part-timers move on too. Sounds like a win-win to me. Thanks. Let's get moving then. It's not a bother or anything, what I just talked about. It's like, no. It's just me sort of like looking at it and studying it from a story aspect, just being like, why does that one feel different to what's going on with Jin and Van? Why does it feel different? And I've got to think about it for a while. It's, again, not a problem. Just curious in my own mind as to like, why does that feel different? Yeah, different. It's just slightly different for some reason. I don't know why. Van and Fee made haste to the Blacklight District. Upon arrival, they scoured the area in search of replacement parts for Aida's rifle. You're looking to fix up a custom rifle, eh? Not to discourage you fine folks, but that sounds like quite the pain in the behind. Maybe, like, again, thinking on it, maybe it's a case of... It was more of a problem in the Cold Steel games, the idea that everyone seemed to be connected to everyone else. And it just built up this idea of everyone seems to know everyone for some reason. And Fee comes from that, and as a result, she's brought those connections with her, so that aspect is still brought across into the better writing that I'm feeling we have here with Daybreak. Maybe that's what that is? Like, because Fee's gonna have so many connections because of what we saw in the Cold Steel games. Maybe? Not sure. What are your thoughts on that? I'm curious on that as well. You're looking to fix up a custom rifle, eh? Not to discourage you fine folks, but that sounds like quite the pain in the behind. We know, and we're prepared to deal with it. As you can probably guess, we need some specialized parts to get it back in working condition. Mind showing us the rifle suppressors and foregrips you've got in stock at the moment? Not at all. Right this way, young lady. Hopefully I've got what you're looking for. He's definitely got a wide selection, but none of it looks quite right. What about this part over here? Looks pretty unwieldy, but nothing any decent Jaeger couldn't handle. Yeah, maybe. That might actually be the same model Aida used, or the same make at least. This might work in a pinch. Might as well give it a shot. Working on Flame Eater's rifle, huh? I've heard stories about that bad boy. You're in luck. I know for a fact that the rifle I used back when I was on active duty is the same generation as her gun. You can go ahead and take it if you want. It should have a part or two you can use. Damn, that's real generous of you. For real? Are you sure? I mean, that has to mean a lot to you. I'm no Jaeger anymore, so don't mind parting with it. Helping the Colonel's daughter sounds better to me anyway. In return, just promise you'll come back and tell me how the Purple Lightning's doing. I've been rooting for her ever since she hung it up to walk her own path. Let me know how she's holding up, yeah? Deal. Can't say I know everything, but I'll be happy to share what I can. See, it's this aspect where it's like, oh, you know this character who knows this character who knows this character. It's like, maybe it's just an aspect of due to Thor's and bringing in different people from different backgrounds. It did build up all these intricate connections. And maybe I'm just noticing that rather than a sort of aspect that feels wrong. I'm just noticing that Fee has loads of connections. Because I'm thinking back, it's like, nah, Fee didn't really have all these connections at first, did she? They were built up. Because she wasn't a bracer from the start. That's something that happened. Like, she was brought in as a Jaeger, she had a few connections, and then that built up to where she is now. So it's like, no, maybe I'm just wrong on that one. Maybe I'm just noticing the difference in how many connections someone has. Maybe that's what that is, rather than it being something wrong there and something right there. It's just like, no, this person has all those connections. You saw them develop over Cold Steel. Maybe. Again, I don't know. That's one I've got to look at and think about. You know. Eventually, Fee and Van managed to scrape together the needed parts to repair the gun, albeit from a less than desirable mix of sources. With Ferry having acquired her allotted parts, the group reconvened at the arms dealer inside the department store. Sylvie, who had been previously consulted about the rifle's damages, agreed to assist with its repairs. Van watched over the whole process and helped with basic tests like polishing as needed. Eventually, I still feel like Daybreak's better at it than Cold Steel was in terms of connections, etc. Like, the writing for the series only feels like it's gotten better for me. And it's more a case of I'm looking at it now and trying to study what the differences are in my own mind and be like, what's different about this? What's different about this? What did they do better here? I think it's because we're approaching the end of the game, because we're in the finale. It's like I'm looking back now and being like, what did it do better? What did it do worse? Was it great here? Was it bad here? How does it shape up compared to Liberl, Crossbell, Edibonia arcs? How does it compare to them? I think that's what's bouncing around in my head now, just sort of looking back and comparing it. So there's a lot of these thoughts going on at the moment, just being like, what was good here? What needed work or something like that. I do feel like the whole how interconnected things feels more natural here. Yeah. Like, that's probably it. There's a real sense of history in Daybreak. This feels like a lived-in world. More so than it has previously, I'd say. Which is a credit to Falcom. They're getting better at it. That's what it feels like. They're getting better at it. Anyway, well, would you look at that? It's right back to the way it was. Ain't that something? It even has the same custom rifle muzzle she used back in her Zephyr days. It maximized its firepower and improved its accuracy. She really liked talking about that thing. I can see why. It's been customized in other ways too. The weight distribution probably makes it unwieldy to anyone who isn't a rifle pro. But Aida had no problem handling it. She and this rifle were a match made in heaven. No doubt about that. I'm glad we were able to get it fixed up for her. The Flame Eater couldn't have asked for a better pair of sisters. So what are you planning to do with it now? That's a good question. How would you feel about using it, Ferry? I don't think a rifle of this size would suit me, to be honest. Not yet, maybe. Aida once told me to remain true to my own style. Don't think I'd be honoring her if I changed mine to adapt to her weapon. That's fair, Ferry, that's fair. Figured you'd say something like that. Doesn't fit mine either. I have a better idea. how about we deliver it to the current members of Zephyr? Ah, yeah, I heard they reformed after the war. Yep, it's changed hands since then. Now it's being led by two of its former regiment commanders, Zeno and Leo. I'm fine with giving it over to them. But are you sure that's what you want? Yes. I thought long and hard about it. In her final moments, Aida said the names of her Zephyr comrades, including you. I can tell she treasured her family there. That's why I want to return it to them. Okay, that works for me. I'll go ahead and arrange for it to be delivered then. Oh, how are you going to do that? You do realize a civilian courier can't just waltz into Zephyr turf with a rifle in hand, right? This is Fee we're talking about. Well aware. That's not what I had in mind. I know someone named Josette who owns a delivery company. Her people should be able to get it over to them without much trouble. See, that one makes sense as a connection because it's a delivery company. They're going to be delivering loads of things for loads of people. Ah, I've heard of them. They're based in Liberl, yeah? You sure know a lot of people, don't you? What is this? It's like Falcom know what I'm thinking. This happens so often. Maybe they were building to this point as well. Maybe they instilled these thoughts in my head, ready for this event. Right now. That's how good Falcom's writing's getting. They're predicting what I'm thinking now. What? It's just, that's what I was going on about. Weird. I could say the same about you. That's literally what I was talking about. Fee got in contact with the courier, who happily accepted the task and got straight to work. Afterwards, she reached out to Zephyr, who were in a remote region of the continent, to give them a heads up. It won't be long before it's delivered, so can you stick around your base camp for a while longer? Sure thing. We had to kill some time before our next job anyway. A Jaeger's weapon is their very soul. We will take good care of it. The three of us fought side by side many times as regimental commanders. She is dearly missed. The Eyes and Shield told us about what happened to her. It's strange to think a part of her will be coming back to us. I'd like to think she's sharing a laugh and a drink with the boss on the other side right now. Probably stressing about all her little sisters too, the Woody Ward. Wouldn't shock me. It was good talking to you both again. See you around. Likewise, give our regards to Aida's other little sister. Sounds like she's gotten herself caught up in something fishy. Tell her to take care of herself. Well, that settles that. You must be one of the only bracers in the guild who keeps in touch with Jaegers. I don't talk that often, but they reach out to me every now and then. Now that we've got that squared away, I think I'm going to drop by a cafe. When I come with, I can share some stories about Aida and Zephyr if you're interested. Really? Oh, I'd love that. And I can tell you some about my people in our village. Cool. I'd like to hear about all of them. Fee and Ferry went off to enjoy some tea and conversation. Oh, lovely. Once Ferry returned, the group got back to work.
It'd be nice to introduce you to some friends of mine if the chance ever comes up.
Indeed. Huh. I like that Falcom pointed it out. Like, I was literally thinking that. I was discussing that and they just pointed it out. It's like, yep. Like, okay then. Well done, Falcom. Oh, I like when that happens with these games. It shows that Falcom know what they're doing. That's what I like. They know. They know.
What's next?
Okay, let's actually do Director Lamb's request now. The director of Wolves Requiem, Leslie Lamb, got in touch with me through Director Gotti. Apparently he wants to talk to me about Nina. And she's going to be in his new film. Fans group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up so they could spend their free time as they pleased. This is the real me. The one you don't know. The one I don't want you to know. But I No, this isn't right. I'm missing something. Hey there! Thought about taking a break? Mr. Arkwright, what are you doing here? Your director sent me. There's an actress I've been working with. His work I'd like your opinion on, if that's okay. Ever since I offered her the part, he's been immersed in the role, almost to a scary degree. I was originally going to ask Judith for help here, but it might be a bad idea if I did it, since I'm not involved with the film's production at all. I know you're pretty tight-lipped, so I said why not? So you gonna help? Do-doom. I guess they were both really worried about me. We recently filmed one of the most important scenes in my next film, you see. The director said my final cut was fine, so we were ready to move on. But I'm still not happy with it. Still feel like I can do better. So I asked him to let me shoot again after I rehearsed it some more. And that's why you're here all alone. Sounded like a long monologue. Surprised it's given you so much trouble. I think it's because I've been rehearsing it alone. I meant to look at someone during the actual scene, and it's hard when I don't have anyone. Oh, I know. Would you be willing to act as my partner while I practice? Me? Didn't see that one coming. I did. But I know that even if I said no, you ain't leaving until it's perfect. Are you sure you want to ask me? I ain't exactly an experienced actor. That's alright. Just you being here will make a world of difference. Alright, I got the time to spare, so give it your best shot. Just don't go expecting nothing. A sack of flour couldn't do better. Thank you, sack of flour. With Van as her partner, Nina continued practicing the problematic scene over and 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 over. But in the end, she still wasn't able to come up with a take she was happy with. Cough. How about that break? This is your job and all, but you're gonna burn yourself out if you keep at it non-stop. I'm so sorry, it feels like I've just been wasting your time here. I should have known I couldn't handle this like Judith does. What's she got to do with this? You guys are very different kinds of actresses, yeah? People always talk about how I embody the characters I act so naturally, like I'm possessed by them. You might be able to put a positive spin on it, but what those words mean at the end of the day is that my acting has no real soul of its own. Oh. That's a bit harsh. Yeah, on yourself, yeah. But it's the truth. Judith's acting is just so full of heart and soul. Every one of her roles has an identity that's uniquely hers. Not to say that she's not doing a good job portraying the role, of course. I don't mean that. She maintains the role's integrity, but she always puts part of her into it. She takes to every role in a way that's uniquely hers. That's her greatest appeal as an actress, if you ask me. I see it, yeah. But I just can't do that. I don't have her strength of spirit, and I never will, because I'm empty. What I can do is act the role I'm given. That's all I can ever do. She's extremely transparent while acting. So much so you might see right through her and her hollow acting. I remember reading that on a magazine after your debut film aired. You have a good memory. You know that just because someone said that doesn't mean it's true, right? If that's how people see you, then that's a talent you should take in stride. But you can call my acting skills whatever you want, but the truth is I'll never measure up to Judith. And that might be your problem right there. If you really think there's nothing in there, then that's all the more space to start filling it in. There's still plenty of time for you to create the identity you think you're lacking. You got a lot of material to take your inspiration from. What do you mean, Judith? You're well known for just taking a script and listening to it to a T. You always take it a step further. You wrap yourself in a role and let it become who you are. You think and act like the characters would. It's not something you just up and forget. Or do their lives and experiences just vanish from your head after you stop playing the role? No, they don't. I remember everything. I remember the warmth of being in Ron's arms as Michelle in Wolf's Requiem. I still remember how reassuring it was to have my friends and companions at my side in Gloria as Sheena Dirk. Yeah, thought so. You remember all of that so clearly. And that's not something just everyone can do. Not even Judith. Those voices, those feelings are just as much a part of you. You ain't empty. But don't let them overwhelm you either. You gotta listen to what you want too. And I might get shit for saying this, but to hell with the script. I think this should be more important to you. Because it's something that only you can do. I had never even considered disregarding my lines. That might actually be a good idea. Do you mind if I try the scene one more time? Might finally have something. And let's start from the very beginning this time. Yeah, sure. Wait, already? And so they resumed their acting. Nina performed the scene over and over and over, Van still acting as her partner. Every attempt refined the scene further, and Nina could feel the pleasant and satisfying exhaustion wash over her. Eventually,
this is the real me. The one you don't know. The one I don't want you to know. But I can't run anymore. Not if I'm going to stay true to myself.
Did you what? Cut! Oh my! Mr. Lamb? How long have you all been there? Wait, were you filming this? Don't worry, we were only filming Nina. That was spectacular, Nina. I know I approved of our previous take, but this was significantly better. You went off script a little, but that doesn't matter when I could feel you and your character's soul so perfectly in your delivery. Thank you, director. Alright, everyone, let's keep this momentum and get back to shooting. Of course! That's taken care of. Same. It's a relief. Feels like I finally saw a side of myself I'd never faced before. Thank you so much for your help. They parted ways, Van leaving Nina and her crew to their filming.
That was invigorating.
That was nice, I like that.
Keep an eye out for my next performance.
Yeah, I like that. Right then, so I think it's time for us to end this part here. Been a lot of waffling, some fairy crafting in this part, hasn't there? Yeah. Again, I think it's because we're in the finale now. I'm looking back and studying my thoughts about this game compared to the rest in the series, that kind of thing. But anyway, we'll see you in the next part. Ta-ra for now.